There are many people that we have seen, as we're going to talk about in some detail tonight, insha'Allah ta'ala, people who have been known to be recipients of guidance, yet they have turned back away from it. They have retracted it. They have nullified what they had previously believed with open statements of retraction of the correct beliefs. We're going to see some very scary realities this evening, insha'Allah ta'ala. So he doesn't retract it, nor does he trade it in for something else. He doesn't look to something else and think it's better and say, for example, nationalism. I've given up nationalism to be a Salafi. I've given up racism. I've given up attachment to people based on color and nationalities so I can be with my brothers based on Aqidah. And then he begins to see people calling back to that old nationalism again. The revival of Farrakhanism, the revival of that old Nation of Islam garbage, the mothership and those things that come with that. And he starts to think about, I miss the days when I used to be really connected with my people based on nationalism, based on skin color, based on things like that. He doesn't go back after being guided. He remains firm and he doesn't go back to what he understands to be against Islam. And we have examples of people who have done that. You have examples, the likes of Siraj Wahhaj, may Allah Ta'ala guide him, who used to speak firmly about Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. He used to be in the Nation of Islam. He repented from it and came to what seemed to be the way of Ahlul Sunnah from some generalities. And he would warn against Farrakhan and he would warn against the Nation of Islam with details. Now what does he say? He says, I love you, Minister Farrakhan. Now he says, may Allah bless you, Minister Farrakhan. He introduces Farrakhan at fundraisers. He raises funds right in front of Louis Farrakhan. After being a person who is clear and knowledgeable about the disbelief of those people. To mention their disbelief in brevity, they believe that a man named Fard Muhammad who walked on earth, a man in the 1930s who appeared to a man named Elijah Muhammad, that he was Allah in person. So Allah was a man walking on earth. Clear disbelief by ijma', no discussion here, consensus, disbelief. That Elijah Muhammad was a messenger of Allah. Disbelief, affirmation of a prophet or messenger after the final messenger. And a number of other disbeliefs. Racism is not the big issue here. Racism and nationalism, that's not the big issue. That's one of the ill effects of being on major disbelief in your aqidah. The big issue with them is not the race issue. The big issue is the statement about Allah Azza wa Jal, the affirmation of prophets after the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And since 2010, Louis Farrakhan has been claiming that he himself is a prophet and messenger, and that he himself is, compared to the prophets are beneath him. Because he says that prophets come to you like people with a candle at nighttime, and they give you a little bit of guidance, but I don't come like that. I come in the middle of the day like the sun. So when he speaks about prophets, he affirms prophethood for himself, but he says the word prophet is too cheap a word for me. So not only has he gone beyond the blasphemy of his teacher Elijah Muhammad, he's gone into things that Elijah Muhammad had never even said. Elijah Muhammad said that he was a prophet and messenger from Allah. Did he say all the prophets and messengers were under his feet and they're incomparable to him? He didn't go that far. But now Louis Farrakhan has done what Elijah has done and gone way, way beyond that. And with that, we have people saying they're coming closer to Islam now. Siraj Wahhaj, they're coming closer to Islam, so I'm going to assist them. And since the summer of 2014, Siraj Wahhaj has openly shown allegiance to Louis Farrakhan and tried to raise funds for them after having known their affair. May Allah Ta'ala guide him back to his senses.